And the moment we all saw coming has finally arrived. Disney is losing to Sony. Their latest releases have been flops, their shows have lost popularity, and it's all because of forced woke inclusion policies.
Decolonizing the screen, what I mean is just don't make it so white. And you know, it's like I'm proud and I'm happy. I'm good if I see someone who's not white on the screen.
Absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
What the fuck am I watching?
Now Disney suddenly needs the very audience they spent years ignoring: men. Gen Z guys have walked away from the things they once loved most: Star Wars and Marvel. They've lost faith in the company that shaped so much of their childhood. The new audience Disney was chasing never really showed up. Instead, it shifted to the competition. And now, Disney executives are scrambling, desperately trying to come up with ideas that can bring back their male fan base. Disney is regretting its choices.
Your anger.
Well, here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or I might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you.
You don't talk to me like that!
I'm here as a mother of two queer children, actually. One transgender child and one pansexual child. I feel a responsibility to speak, not just for myself, but for them. You know, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads and narratives in which gay characters just get to be characters and not have to be about gay stories. And so
You could say this whole downfall began with Disney buying Marvel. But to be fair, in the beginning, they actually did things right.
Does this mean you're going to do this and go away for a while, or is this the beginning of a new strategy for you?
The Spider-Man and the Iron Man films, which are pretty recent examples of a Marvel product that was universal in appeal, that spans gender and age and geographic territory. So this is a great fit, but we obviously know that Disney has a lot of products that are more girl-skewed than boy, and we like the opportunity to go after boys more aggressively.
Back in 2009, when the deal closed, Marvel was on fire. With Avengers: Infinity War packing theaters, it felt like they had found the secret formula for success. But after Avengers: Endgame wrapped up Phase 3 in 2019, everything started to go downhill.
Assemble.
Their brilliant idea? Replacing childhood heroes with a parade of forced inclusivity messages that drained the life out of one of the biggest franchises in film history. Then came 2012, when Disney bought Lucasfilm.
Bad! You've already signed the deal!
Actually, he hasn't.
No. Well, we highly value your input. Until you sign the deal.
And here's where the real bad decisions just kept piling up. Star Wars had been, for decades, one of the most successful franchises in cinematic history. It struck a perfect balance: strong male heroes and powerful, well-written heroines like Leia. Nobody had a problem with that, until Disney brought in executives making bold declarations. Their best idea was to push female leads, not with good writing, not like Leia, but with a chosen one who was suddenly all-powerful. Able to duel the heir of Darth Vader without any training. It felt forced. And if fans dared to complain, Disney brushed them off as sexist, intolerant, or simply unwilling to accept their inclusive politics. But the real issue was behind the scenes. Executives forcing writers to build stories around new characters with zero charisma. Why alienate a loyal audience that's been there for decades, just to chase a new audience that wasn't even that interested in the first place?
Jesus, watch where you're going!
You guys would never be walking together.
Yeah, bite me, Captain Kirk!
Hey, whoa, come on. No, that's Star Trek.
Yeah, that's two different franchises.
Yeah, sorry, guys. She doesn't know.
Nah, it's okay. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Oh, hey, come on. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
By 2016, Disney's agenda was fully loaded with messaging. While promoting shows to very specific demographics, they defended themselves by saying that if you're not part of that group, your opinion doesn't really matter.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
That's like saying The Godfather is only for Italians, or Schindler's List is only for Jewish audiences. And speaking of audiences, this channel is for the right one. Yeah, that means you. So go ahead and hit subscribe. When George Lucas wrote Star Wars, he never had to worry about quotas, diversity checklists, or what gender or race the stormtroopers were. He just wanted to tell a story. Pushing a female lead just to market it as inclusive didn't only alienate longtime fans, it failed to connect with the women Disney was trying so hard to reach. Why? Because once again, they forgot the most important thing: storytelling. Giving characters real depth, personality, charisma, emotions, challenges, purpose. Everything that makes them feel alive. Without that, it's just an empty product.
A big change is coming to Disney theme parks around the world. Disney is scrubbing the words ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls from their iconic park greetings in an effort to promote gender inclusion. The company will instruct park workers to say hello everyone or hello friends instead, because they say not every girl wants to be called a princess.
In 2022, Top Gun: Maverick hit theaters, and it was a massive box office success, with an audience made up mostly of men. The formula? Simple but effective. A rebellious man who refuses to be tamed, living by his own rules. No forced messaging, no shoehorned-in representation. Just the same movie from 1986, only this time with an older Tom Cruise. Or actually, scratch that. He barely looks older at all. The film went on to make nearly $1.5 billion worldwide. That very same year, Disney released Strange World, a movie led by a gay protagonist that turned out to be an absolute flop, losing over $150 million. Not because the character was gay, but because the entire plot revolved around that one aspect, with no real character development or engaging story. The audience Disney was targeting simply didn't connect with it. And the result? One of Disney Animation's biggest box office failures. This sent a loud and clear message to Disney executives. Movies are supposed to entertain. People go to theaters to have a good time, not to sit through sermons, lectures, or forced inclusion.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no.
What audiences want are good stories and good characters, period. And honestly, Disney used to do this so much better in the past. Female characters were iconic and undisputed. Nobody ever complained about Ellen Ripley. She is the soul of the Alien saga, or Sarah Connor in Terminator. These franchises were built for audiences, to fill theaters with powerful storytelling, not to preach, because cinema is an art form, not a political rally. But if ruining male-driven sagas wasn't enough,
Do you think Tony Stark would be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire? No shade. That's just the way the world works.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Disney also started rewriting fairy tales. The same stories that once inspired little girls who dreamed of meeting their Prince Charming. And the question is, how do you actually get it right? The truth is, it's not that hard to create a heroine who connects with audiences. But if your character has no flaws, never makes mistakes, has no real motivations other than the cliche chosen one arc, then that's not the way. This is the way. That isn't.
Attack me with all your strength.
This works. That definitely doesn't. And then came another wake-up call for Disney. K-pop, Demon Hunters crushed the Mouse House, showing them how it's done. Through music and a trio of female leads, the film told a story that, while aimed at kids and tweens, was still entertaining enough for anyone to enjoy. And that's exactly what happened. The music carried it. Ironically, music used to be one of Disney's strongest pillars, the unforgettable soundtracks of classic princess films. But somewhere along the way, they lost it. Now Disney is desperate. They've started cutting back on woke projects, even abandoning their Reimagine Tomorrow initiative. Pixar's upcoming series Win or Lose had an episode scrapped that featured a transgender character, citing that parents prefer to handle these conversations with their kids in their own way. They even removed Jennifer Lee, the creative head behind Frozen, after a string of box office disappointments. Wish barely made $50 million, Raya and the Last Dragon lost about $30 million, and Strange World, which cost around $270 million, only pulled in about $70 million. So now, Disney is betting it all on winning back the male audience, the very same one they ignored for years. But that's the audience that could save them. Big projects like Tron, Avatar, and Avengers, Doomsday might just be the box office hits they desperately need. And that's why, whether they like it or not, Disney needs men. But what do you think? Has Disney dug its own grave? Do kids today have more options than ever? Could this be a new era where Sony Animation takes the lead? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit subscribe to support this content. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.